Hi guys, so today I'll be doing the Airbnb web framework. The first few tasks has been done by my partner, which I helped my partner to do anyway. So I won't really be able to really code along. So I think the first six, seven tasks, right? So I'm going to still redo the tasks and make you guys see what's been done. Okay, so we'll do the first seven tasks in this video, and we'll have a part two where we do the remaining. What's the remaining one? The remaining maybe six tasks. Yeah. So or five tasks, one of the two. So back to home and let's get started. So the first thing is you go through your resource obviously, and then let's open our Airbnb Chrome version 2. So cd into our Airbnb Chrome version 2, and then you create the web flags. Cd web flags. So create this web flags folder. Okay. So the next thing is we're going to have readme, and then you create hello route.py, and also probably init.py, make it empty. Okay, so if we cut our init, sorry, our init.py, you see that it is empty, right? So just there's a single line there. Okay, so you create that, and then you create zero hello.py. So we'll create our zero hello.py. Okay, so it says that we should write a script that starts a Flask web application. Your application must be listening on port 0.000. That is, we should make it in debug mode. That is, anybody can access um our server that Flask is going to be rendering. So anyone in our network can access our server. That's what this means, and that is what we do here, saying that anyone that if name is me, if you are trying to run the script, anyone, since we are not calling a function, so we are not calling a function here, so we just say app.run, that is anyone that is running the script at port 00000, at port 5000, and this IP address, that is anywhere from our network, should be able to access it. Okay, so basically that's it, and then we are supposed to have one route, which is the root route that displays hello Airbnb. So the first thing is we create a script, we import um from Flask, we import this class Flask, and we create an instance of the Flask, which is app equals to Flask, and this name is a default name that makes Flask be able to know where to get our templates and know how to render it. Okay, so basically that's it. And also we have app.route, which is this app added route, and then we give it this route, and we must use the option strict. So you have to use in our route definition, so we just copy this and put it in our route definition. Okay, so once we put that, and then we create a function Airbnb, right? Let me align this thing well. Okay, so we create a function Airbnb, and then we document the function. Okay, just for ALX sake, and then we should return the word hello Airbnb, and that's all, right? So we can test our file, right? So what we'll do is, what is it? So what we do is we run this this script that we just did, which has the let's see, hello route as the file name, right? Zero hello route. This is the file name. So we'll paste that here. Didn't I copy it? Let me see. Okay, so we say python 3-m the file name without the .py, right? And that should open. Wait, so I haven't installed Flask, so pip 3 install Flask. So we do pip 3 install Flask. So we install Flask there. So I just want to, so once we open the server and Flask is serving us, and then we call that IP address that is from all IP address, right, at port 5000. So we are eating the root defaultly. We are supposed to receive hello Airbnb. Okay, so let me try that now. Error finding module specification. No module name web Flask. Let me see. Is there any installation here we're supposed to do? I'm not sure. Find hello. Okay, let me just open this. Let's see. So web Flask, where's it? I'm trying to see what's going on. Let me cut my 0 from Flask. Yes. Okay. Python 3 from Flask import Flask. Yeah, let's see. I want to see it's working. It means Flask is installed. So what's going on here? Okay, I think I know what's wrong. Control D. Good. So this one is saying from web Flask. This one is going out to run the script. That's why. Okay, so what we do is would cd outside is doing it from here, and then once we run this, is working now, right? So we can open our second terminal and then just call this part. Okay, and we should have it. Enter for it. Let me just type it. So when we call our okay, 0001234/5000. Let's see. Call. Let me copy this. Why is it not working? Did I put dot or hold on? Let's put slash. I'm so sorry. It's supposed to be at port 5000. So it says Airbnb, right? And if I put the according to them, that's so we have this, right? So it's working perfectly. So and you can see that we got a 200. That is the request what we requested for was fetched successfully, right? So basically that's it. Let me drop this one. Okay, so good. So the next thing is after that we git add and git commit and git push, and then we check our code, and that should work. Okay, so this one is up, so we can use Ctrl+C to stop it right now. Okay, and then we go back into the web Flask folder. Okay, so basically that's it. And then write a script that starts a Flask web application. So your application must be listening, so we take care of that in our if name, that is in our what's it called, function calling kind of. We have to have this route that displays Airbnb and this route that just displays Airbnb. So we'll create another route for each Airbnb, and that should be in one. So what I'll do is I'll vi1, and then just from what we did before, we can copy it and paste it here. And then this is the only thing we would add to the previous one. And now we just say app.route and create the new what's it called, the new route, and then add the strict slashes as we're told to add. Define, you can give this any name. Okay, so I called it Airbnb since we are giving this one is Airbnb, this one is Airbnb. Document it and return Airbnb. It's as simple as that. So if we do this and still run the previous guy, so I can just remove this web, so you should be able to run here. So it's running now, and if I open my this and call what is that other one, yeah, okay, if I call this at what's that route again, Airbnb, Airbnb. So I should get, okay, we got it for Airbnb. Airbnb. What's going on? Let me see. Um, yeah, I think I'm correct. Or didn't I use the colon, the double colon? Let me see. Yes, I did. So let me see. Why are we having for error? Didn't I execute the right one? Okay, I didn't execute the right one. So I'm not opening the right. So let me close it. So it's supposed to be for one route. You know what? Let me do the one. What's it called? Why is my one Airbnb route? Why is this thing hanging? Anyway, why is it hanging? Let me do Ctrl C. Good. Yes. One. Okay. Let me just do Python 3 this and type it. I'm trying to auto complete it. It's not going. One Airbnb underscore routes. So it's working now. So if I do what I did before, which was this slash Airbnb, we should have Airbnb routes. And if I add what was there before, and then we have this, and it's working. Okay, so basically that's as simple as that. And we run our test, we push, and then let me stop this and let's go to the next one. So basically that's it, and it's as simple as that. So this one has worked. So sorry. So write a script that starts a Flask web application. Your web application must be listening. So we've taken care of this one. We've taken good care of this strict guy. So we have this already. We have this already. So we need to have a route. C and text. Text is a variable. So a variable is given this, right? So C followed by, it's going to display C followed by the value of the text variable. Replace underscore symbol with space. So we have to replace underscore with space. So with vi2, okay, so we've done this, all these guys. This is the only thing that we are adding to it. Okay, so we'll create our route, and which is they've given us variables are defaultly represented with this anchor brackets. Okay, and then we add that, and then we add this strict slashes. We call it, so in defaultly our function would inherit what that variable name is. Okay, so text would be here. Okay, so it's going to be able to accept that text and be able to put it out for the um, for the return. Okay, so all these ones are just documentation. So remember that we were told to replace everything that we see that is underscore to spaces. So say the text now is now equals to, because we'll be receiving text from this guy now. So the text will now be text that we replace underscore with the spaces, and then we return. Um, Here I use string format. We could also use f string, which reads better, which I prefer. So we could just change this to f string and remove this, and this one will just be text. Okay, so we can do this by saying that we're just returning C and the text. Though we could escape this text if we need to, but we're not told to escape it. So for now, we'll leave it like this. So to escape, we just import markup replace or something, and from that we'll import escape, and then we use the escape function to escape this, to stop from injection. All right, so I think that's that. And once we git add, git commit, and git push, let me see, git add to um to git commit. Let me see, I added a string, git push. I don't know, it might have an error or something. Yeah, it's going to get rejected because it's a group work. Anyway, so basically that's what it comprises. I don't want to delay myself trying to fix that. So though we need to also, we can validate it to ensure it's working. And what we'll do is just back to, let me ls it, and was it two, right? So I'm going to cut I would say two. Let me just use cat 2 so I can get the 2 name, so I don't need to type it, and then python 3-m. I think this is how we run it, right? So it's open. So this is open, and what we could do is we call the function. So call this guy, and then paste it. So now we have C, and then anything we put is fun, right? So C slash anything we put is fun. It's going to return C, and then that is fun. So if I put C is simple, it's going to say C is simple. C is the best thing I so we are replacing all the underscores with space ever seen. This is the best thing I've ever seen. Okay, so if you use something else, let's say at this point we use dash, it's not going to replace that place, right? So because we didn't talk about it. So basically that's it, and that should work. And then we go to the next one, a script that starts. So we've done all these parts, so we need to add this part, python text. Okay, so what we'll do is, let me create this guy. So the next one is 3, so we'll read I 3, and then what we'll do is we've done all this up to this point, so we need a route for python text display python followed by the value of text variable. Okay, replace the underscore symbol with a space. So we are still replacing underscore symbol with space. So it says we have to have python, right? And I think all that is here. Let's still forget about this one because it's not part of it right now. So once we see why we need to put it, then we'll explain. So for now, we have a route, Python, and then the text. Remember, the text will be here. Did we say the text should have a default value is cool? The default value of text is cool. Good. So we give it is cool as a default value. Okay. So we'll still say is receiving a text, pass the text here. Replace every underscore with space. Print. Okay, I use f string here, which is Python, and then text, which is nice. And then this one is there before. So why do we need to do this? Though once you do this, it means that whenever you hit this route or this route, you get this. Okay, so when you hit this route, okay, remember that text is not passed. What then gets printed here? It's a question you need to ask yourself. So if you have the answer right now, you can put it in the comment section anyway. So Python text display Python followed by the value of text variable. The default value of text is cool. Okay, so if you look at it, we have text is my, well, when Python alone is passed, it says Python is cool because we have the default value. Okay, so this one is working for the default. So when it is being passed, it is passed. So that is why when we do this, it should work for default as well. Okay, so that's basically why we need to add this, because we have a default value for text. Okay, so so once they hit that, it's just going to print this. Okay, so that's basically it. So even if I put underscore here, it's still supposed to work because it will replace underscore with space. But I just want to follow. Yeah, we could do that as well. So you could try that. But anyway, it's better to just pass a school and let the program work less. Okay, and after that, that will be it, and then we can do Python 3 dash m and then open the server again, and then let's call this so we're supposed to have mistakenly I added this Python is magic, right? I think this one is just Python. So this is the one without the text, without the variable. So it worked, and then this is this one, it worked, right? Python is cool, and yeah, basically that's it. And if we check our code, that should work as well. So we can stop this. All the requests we made were available here. Okay, so we can clear our screen and go to the next one. Is it a number? Write a script that starts a Flask web application. The web application must be listening at this port. We've done all these guys. We need to do this guy now. So this one is for 4. So I'll VI into my 4. And then we've done all this, right? So up to this point. So this is what we are adding. So this is it. So we have a route called this and n is a number only. So for this, there's an English we use for this. I think I wrote it down somewhere. Let me check my book. It's called converter. Okay, so this is a converter over here. This guy is a converter, so we convert it that okay, it's going to accept only integer. It's just going to accept this converter. It's not like it converts kind of, but it's make it accept only integer. Because it's a number only if n is an integer. So it accepts only integer. So that's why we need a converter, and then the converter will just be here, kind of here. So once we make it accept that only, then it get accepted here, and then we print n is a number. Okay, and that's it. Displays n is a number only if n is an integer. Okay, so that's what we just do for that, and that should work as well if we test that. Okay, so if you have any errors, let me know while testing. Phone number, so let me do like this, and then so if we do python 3-m phone number, and we run this, where is it, we run call this for 89, yes, this. So we have 89 is the number, but if you run call this 8.9, it's a float, so it's not supposed to work. We have a 404 not found. We try a string. We're supposed to have 404 as well. Okay, so that script is working perfectly. So we can close the server here. Yes, so basically that's it. We go to the next one. So we have two more for now, and then we'll continue later in part 2. So part 2, I would definitely code along with you guys. And yes, so part 2, we are told to have a template which will have 5 number.html. Okay, so in the template we should have this guy. So definitely it's rendering this, and this is what our template would contain. So we just copy that and cd into the template folder. As you can see that we're told to create a template folder, and then if you vi into number 5 number.html, you see that we almost have the same thing we have here, right? We just want to render this guy. Okay, so that's it for all these guys over here. So now we have our 5 template.py. So I'll see the outside and vi my 5 template.py. So what I'm adding now is what we are adding this. What are we adding? Number template n. Yes, so we have a number template route, which this one too has to be only an integer. So we will what is that word again? Would convert it to make it accept integer alone. So after it accepts integer alone, strict slash is equals false, define number n, right? So you can call this any name, the function name. So just make sure it's different from the rest. So number, and then we pass n, we document it, and then we return f string, which is display the HTML. So we want to, oh sorry, I think it's this one. Same thing, we call it number template n, and then we return. I was wondering why we are returning an f string when we need to return a file. So because we need to return a file, so we'll add a guy here from Flask, which is called render template. Okay, so once we import that guy, then you'll be able to use the function render template directly, and say we want to pass in, we put in the file name. Okay, so display HTML page if n is an integer, h1 tag number n. Where is it? I'm coming. Wait. So display HTML if n is an integer. Okay, h1 tag number n, inside the body. H1 tag number n inside the body. Okay, number, and this 89 has to be passed inside the body. Okay, can you see? So we are rendering this guy and also passing what value of n is inside n. So we'll go back into our template and see how this guy is going to be done. So we have to do something here. So to be able to render that number 89, so you have to put this inside a curly braces to show that we are giving out a variable. Okay, so let me exit this one and cd into templates and vi5. Okay, so you will see that we have the variable n is being inside two curly braces. Okay, so it gets the n from the program and replaces it here. Okay, so that's what is being done over here, and with that we are good to go. So you can submit that and that should work as well. So you can test it if you want. Time is going, so I'll just continue to the last one and we'll stop for today and continue later on. Okay, so for this one it's a bit getting complicated, so we'll create the folder, we'll create this file, 6 odd number or even number, and as you can see, you can just copy this guy over here, and no, so this guy over here. So we copy this guy, but we need this body to print either an odd number or an even number, so we have to use an if statement. Okay, an if else statement. So what we do is we are still inside our template folder, this, and inside, once we paste all these guys, okay, once we paste these guys, inside the body, remember that we are just going to print one statement. Okay, so it's either this statement or this statement, and we'll have number, and then we'll have 89, or so this 89 is the n, so we replace it with what n is, and we say it's even or it's odd. So one of these two have to be printed, and if we use if else statement, it's going to allow us decide which one. So based on the n, we can know which even, which one is odd. So normal, the format is we're going to open a square braces, open percent, there have to be a space here, there have to be a space at the end, and then percent, and then the last one. Okay, and the same thing for this, so we are having it 3 times when we start it and when we end it with, because we are starting with if, we say end if. Okay, so we want to end that if statement, you end it like this. So normally we are supposed to just have if and else, but you have to end it. Okay, there's space, so we'll start with our if statement, and then else will just be here, and then the statement for else. And how do we know if a number is even? We divide that number by 10. So if it is 11 divided by 10, the remainder will be 1. That is, if the remainder is not 0, it is odd. So since the remainder is 0, if n is okay, we divided by 2 rather. Okay, so yeah, divided by 2. Any even number, when they are divided by 2, they remain 0. So when we modulo 2, and then that is the remainder after dividing by 2. So n modulo 2, that is the remainder after dividing by 2. If it's 0, then it is an even number, so we'll just print it. And if it is not, then we know it is an odd number, and then we end it. Okay, and back to this point, it means that we have to pass that n to the template. So I'll come back outside and ls, and then I'll vi my 6. Okay, so once I do that, let me scroll down. So this is it over here. So app.route. So it's the same as before exactly, except that the file name will just be different. That we are rendering 6 number.html. So the work actually is in that other part that we just finished. And with that, we'll be able to solve this one. And that will be all for now. So watch out for part two. If you want me to make it instantly, I would like to see your support, like, comment, let me know, and your feedback. And I'll see you in the next one.